Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are doing absolutely well. So welcome all of you at AriserTalent. So we are on the first chapter of our second chapter of our chemistry class 10th, that is acids, base and salt. So until now we have dealt with the category of the acids, we have discussed about organic acids, mineral acids, and we have done with the classification of the acids. Now we are going to start our fresh topic, that are bases. So in our today's lecture, what we are majorly deal with, we will discuss about the bases. So our next topic is bases. So for the acids, we have learnt at the elementary level of our school, that is the substance which are sour in taste are known as acids, and the substance which are bitter in taste and have a soapy touch are known as the bases. But this will not be the sole criteria to judge the bases. We can't say the substance which are bitter in taste and soapy in touch are the bases, but on the modern system of the definition of the bases, we can say that the substance or the elements which have a tendency to liberate OH minus ions in the aqueous solution are considered in the category of the bases. Sometimes we can also say that the bases are corrosive in nature, because if the base will fall on our hand or on our skin, it will completely burn our skin. So it may be harmful to us. So the basic thing about bases are that these are bitter in taste and have a soapy touch. So this will be the general classification about the bases, that they are bitter in taste and have a soapy touch. Second point regarding bases are corrosive in nature. Bases are corrosive in nature. This will be the second point regarding the bases. Now the modern definition of the bases regarding in terms of OH minus ions are the substance or the ions which have the tendency to give OH minus ions in the solution are considered in the category of bases. The substance which give OH minus ions in aqueous solution are termed as bases. So these will be the general criteria regarding the bases, and we have to learn 3 points regarding the definition of the bases. Now we will take an example here. Suppose I have provided with NaOH. This NaOH is aqueous. Now in the aqueous medium, what it will give? It will give Na positive plus OH minus ions. So we can see here OH minus ions will be liberated in the aqueous solution. So I must say that NaOH is a base. So it is an easy way to identify the acid and base. When the OH group is connected with any of the element, we can consider it as a base. When H ion is connected to any of the term, we can say that these are the acids. So this is actually the things about acids and bases. Now before proceeding to the chemical properties or the reactions or the classifications of the bases, firstly we will learn how to distinguish between the acid and base. So the things which are used to distinguish between the acid and base are known as indicators, and indicators are sometimes also known as acid base indicators or simply indicators. So we will with our next topic, that is indicators. So our next topic will be indicators. So Indicators are the substance which is used to test whether the thing is acid or base, and these are classified on the basis of the two categories, that either it will show the color change or other it will show the changes in the order. So the substance which have the tendency to change the order in a solution are known as olfactory indicators. So firstly we will discuss about indicators. Indicators are those substance which shows color or order change in solution. So they will show either the color change or order change in the solution of for acids and bases. So sometimes we can also say that these indicator as a acid base indicator, because it is basically used to distinguish between the acids and bases. So this is the simple thing about indicators. We have the classification of indicators on the basis of two categories now. So indicators are basically classified into two categories. First is indicators for color change, and the second category will be indicators for order change. So this will be the characterization of the indicators for color change and order change. We have the two categories here, that is color change and order change. Now before proceeding to the indicators that are showing the different colors and different orders, we will discuss with our basic indicator that is known as litmus. So we are proceeding to our next indicator, that is litmus, but before you can copy it from here. Now our next topic will be litmus. So what actually the litmus is? Have you ever heard about the litmus? You have dealt it with in your lower classes. You have sometimes heard about the thing litmus. So what actually the litmus is? Litmus is a natural indicator which is extracted from a microorganisms known as lichens, which is in the group of the Thallophyta group. So it means this will be a part of our biological family. So what is litmus? Litmus is basically a natural indicator. First thing is, it is a natural indicator. Now what will be the second thing about the litmus? It is a purple colored dye in a neutral solution. So what is its second point? It is a purple colored dye. It is a purple colored dye. So this will be the second point regarding the litmus. Now what will be the third point in the category of the litmus? It is extracted from lichens, or we may say lichens. It is extracted from lichens, and lichens is a member of the family of the Thallophyta group. So it belongs to a family of thallophyta group. Now, what happens in case of the litmus solution when bases are put on the litmus solution? The blue color changes to red color, and in case of the acidic medium we have the blue change to red. If I am considering about the bases, red changes into the blue. So litmus is basically a paper in which we can observe there is a color change in case of acids and bases. So it is a very common indicator. We have many more indicators, like the natural indicators we will consider is red cabbage leaves, we have turmeric, and we have the petals of the few flowers which can be used as an indicator sometimes. So the other examples of natural indicators are we have many more natural indicators again. So the other example of natural indicators are red cabbage leaves, second is turmeric powder, third one is petals of some flowers, and these flowers are hydrangea, petunia and geranium. So these are the few basic plants whose petals can be used as a natural indicator. We have red cabbage leaves, turmeric powder, petals of the sunflowers. Sometimes petals of the China rose can also be used as an indicator. So our fourth example will be petals of China rose. So here are some of the natural indicators that we can use. We have many more examples in the category of the natural indicators, and we have some synthetic indicators too, which are used to check whether the substance is acid or base. Now what we are going to do is we will take a samples of few of the acids in the laboratory. Suppose I am taking hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, or we may take some of the bases like sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Now what we will do is we will add few drops of this acid in a glass plate and put some indicator in this. We will observe the different color changes in all these categories. So what sort of color changes we will observe, we will discuss it now. So this will be the color changes we observe in the case of the different acids. What actually happens here, I have taken a few samples of hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. What are you observing in this case is, first we have the blue litmus solution. So in case of the acid, blue changes to red, in case of the acid, blue changes to the red. But in case of the bases, you can observe that the blue litmus solution will not going to show any color. So in the cases of the bases, there will be no change. So these are actually the bases, and it will show no change in the color. Now observe the red litmus line. We can see here the red litmus will not going to show any effect in the case of the acids. So HCl and HNO3 will not going to show any change, but in case of the bases you can see that red litmus is going to change into the blue one. So we can easily identify if the red litmus changes to blue, I am considering it in the category of the bases. Now we have our third indicator, that is phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is an indicator when it is put in the case of the acid, it will show colorless solution. So we can easily identify the solution is a acidic solution, but in the case of the bases, what actually happens, it changes into pink. So if the phenolphthalein's color changes into pink, I can easily identify that the compound is a base. Now moving to our next category, that is methyl orange. Methyl orange is actually a orange colored dye. It is actually the orange colored dye. In case of the orange colored dye, what we are observing here, if I put few drops of methyl orange with acid, it changes into red. Methyl orange is going to change its color into the red, but what we are observing, in case of the bases, there is no change in the color. So we can identify that sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are the bases. So here are the few of the indication that how indicators show different color in the different solution. We have many more indicators apart from this, and I will show you some of the indicators now. What we are left with, our next indicator is turmeric powder. Turmeric powder is actually yellow in color. So it may be a yellow colored dye. It is having yellow color. Now what happen in case of the acid and base? In case of acidic and basic medium, in case of acidic and neutral medium, it will remain in its original color. So if I kept it in the base, it will change into the dark red color, or we can say that it has been converted into the magenta color. So what happens in case of turmeric powder? In acidic or neutral medium, it will show no change. But if I am considering the cases of base, it will completely change into the magenta color. So in case of basic medium, it will change into magenta color. So these are the characteristics regarding turmeric powder. We have one more example in this series. We are considering the China rose petals. China rose is a natural indicator because the petals are extracted from the China rose flower, which is pink in color. So what happens in case of acidic or neutral medium? It will not going to show any color, but in case of the bases, what we are going to observe, it will changes into the dark pink. So again we have our second example, that is China rose indicator. So in case of China rose indicator, what we can observe is in acidic medium or neutral one, it will show no change. Again it will show no change. But if the China rose indicator drops are put on the basic solution, it will completely change into the dark pink color. So in case of bases, the color will change to dark pink. So from this color change observation, we can easily identify whether a substance is acidic or basic. So you can observe here the color change is quite confusing and we have to learn the changes in the color. So this question is very important from your board point of view, that is of the 1 mark question, that we can say that it is a very short question. This is very important from your exam point of view because the color change is quite confusing. So I hope this topic has been clear to you. So we can proceed to our next topic. You can copy it from here. So we have observed that in case of the turmeric powder and China rose indicator in acidic and basic solution. So in case of turmeric powder, we can see that in acidic medium it will show no change in the color, but in basic medium it will changes into the dark brown color. Similarly, in case of the acidic or neutral medium, what we will observe in case of the China rose indicator, in case of the acidic medium it will show the dark pink color, and in case of the basic medium it will changes into the green color. So it will be the magenta color, that is dark pink, and in case of the basic medium we will observe the green color change. So the color will be green color. So this is about the two indicators. Apart from this, we have many more indicators and we can observe the many more changes. So this question is very important from your board exam point of view, because the color changing is quite confusing. So 1 mark question will definitely come in your exam from the color change. So I hope this topic will be easily understandable by you. Now we are proceeding to our next category, that are called olfactory indicators. So our next topic is olfactory indicators. So we are on our next category of the indicators, that are called olfactory indicators. So our topic is olfactory indicators. So the indicators have a tendency to show the different colors in the acidic and basic medium. Some indicators are also those which have the different tendency to change the order in the acidic as well as the basic medium. So the indicators which can identify the order change in a substance are known as olfactory indicators. So the definition for this will be indicators which can detect order change in acidic and basic medium. So the order change can be detected by the indicators termed as olfactory indicators. Now different substances show different order in acidic medium and the different order in the basic medium. So we have the three types of olfactory indicators we have. First one is our first indicator will be onion cloth strip. Our second indicator will be vanilla essence, and the third category will be clove oil. So these are the three category of the indicator which will give different orders in different solutions of acid and base. So we have the three indicators that are termed as olfactory indicators. First one is onion cloth strip. Now we will see the reaction, what happens in case of the order change in acidic and basic solution. So our first type is onion cloth strip. So in case of the onion cloth strip, what we are going to do is we have take a few slices of onion and a few paper strips or the cloth strips. Now what we have done is the paper strips on and the onion slices we have taken, we have put them in the plastic bag. After some sort of time, we have tie it with a note and kept in a refrigerator. So after few days, what you will observe that there will be a change in the smell of that substance, because the onion smell is transmitted to that of the paper cloth. Now we will take some sort of acid or basic medium and try to put this onion colored acid on the onion colored strip and the base on the onion colored strip. So we will observe some sort of order change in both the cases, so we can easily identify that there will be a change of order. So what we have done in the onion cloth strip, we have taken few slices of onion plus few paper cloth strips. After that, what we have done, we have put them in a plastic bag. After putting them in the plastic bag, what we have do is we can tie them and put in refrigerator. After putting them in refrigerator, after few days we can observe that there is a change in the smell. So after this, what we have observed is change of smell. It is because of that of the onion pieces or onion slices we have taken. Now what we are going to observe is we have taken a few sample of HCl and NaOH in 2 containers. So firstly, we have taken HCl and NaOH. Now what happened in this case, when we put this onion sliced things, a few drops of HCl and NaOH on this, we will observe the change in order of both the cases. We will observe order change. So acids and bases are classified also on the category of the order change. So this is all about the onion cloth strip. Now we are proceeding to our next example, that is vanilla essence and clove oil. Now what happens in this case? Our second type is vanilla essence. For this, we have taken 2 test tubes. Now in both these tubes, what we have taken, in the one tube we have taken a 1 to 2 ml HCl, that is acid. In another test tube we have taken 1 to 2 ml of NaOH, that is base. Now what we have to done is we have put few drops of vanilla essence, that is 2 to 3 drops of vanilla essence in both the cases. Put few drops of essence. Now after putting few drops of essence, what we will observe, in both the cases there will be a different orders. So the different orders can be easily understood by us, that the first category is acid and the second category is base. Now we are on our last topic, that is clove oil. How will we identify whether the substance is acidic or basic? So our third category is clove oil. In this category, we will again do the same thing. Firstly, we will take 2 tubes. In first tube, what we will take, 1 to 2 ml of HCl, and in another tube we will take 1 to 2 ml of NaOH, 1 acid and 1 base. Now in both the categories, we will add few drops of clove oil. If I am adding clove oil to this, after some time I will observe the different orders in both the cases. So we will have different orders. So we can easily identify whether a substance is an acid or base. So olfactory indicators, we have the three categories, that is onion cloth strip, vanilla essence, and the third category is clove oil, to identify the order of acid and base. So this topic is over for today. We will deal with many more topics in our next series. Thank you so much and have a nice day.